Hey, what's going on, everybody? We are up here in Louisville, Kentucky at the Zachary Taylor National Cemetery. And we're here today to visit the grave of Captain Thomas Francis Mantell Jr. And the reason I chose this for Halloween, well, number one, last week we had The Witch, right, with Agnes Moorehead from Bewitched. And this week, I'm calling it Death by UFO because Captain Mantell, he chased after a UFO and then perished from the chase, I guess you could say. So before we get into that, let me get my ad out of the way and say, if this is your first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please consider liking, subscribing, sharing, doing all those things. And if this isn't your first time here, hey, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed the video as well. I hope everybody's October's going good. Halfway through spooky season at this point. Man, it goes quick, doesn't it? So we're going to talk about Mr. Mantell. We'll talk about his life, and then we'll talk about the incident, and then we'll talk about the cover-up, right? You gotta love Blue Book. So, with all that being said, let's get to talking, and then we'll visit the grave. So I always forget, put your favorite UFO thing in there, right? Like, what do you think Mantell saw this? Like there's, especially in the news right now, there's a lot of UFO stuff coming out. I've always loved me some UFO stuff. And you've got, they just announced the name, or like, I guess a whistleblower announced the name of the retrieval operation. I forget what it's called. I'll put it right here as I'm talking about it. But that's the name of the organization that goes and picks up the spacecraft, right? These aliens or whatever. So I don't know personally, what you put in the comments, what you think they are and what's going on, because I honestly don't know. Like you hear 11 different things of what they could be. I mean, are they interdimensional? Do they come from other planets? Are they ours? Because like, I guess the cover up is so deep that they make it like some of the stuff, the claims, like I feel like people get, like it's almost as if the government itself has agent provocateurs, right? To go in and muddy the waters and say outlandish things to help cover up, the things that aren't so crazy. So, with all that being said, in the comments, what do you think we're working with? So, Mantell graduated from Mell High School in Louisville, and on June the 16th of 1942, he joined the United States Army Air Corps, the preceding organization to the Air Force. Finishing flight school on the 30th of June of 43. During World War II, he was a C-7 Skytrain pilot assigned to the 96th Troop Carrier Squadron, 440th Troop Carrier Group, which airdropped the 101st Airborne into Normandy on June 6, 1944. That's pretty cool, man. I gotta say, that's like, he dropped the 101, man. That's so cool. Anyway, all right. Mantell was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross for his heroism while piloting a C-47 named the Vulture's Delight and towing a glider under heavy anti-aircraft fire. And after the war, Mantell returned to Louisville and joined the newly formed Kentucky Air National Guard on the 16th of February of 47. And he becoming a F-51D Mustang pilot in the 165th Fighter Squadron. God, there's so many numbers to try to say when it comes to military. So now that we've talked about Mr. Mantell, let's talk about the incident, right? It's January the 7th, 1948, and the Army Airfield at Fort Knox receives a report from the Kentucky Highway Patrol of an unusual aerial object near Madisonville, which could not be immediately identified. So what does that do? Well, that sparks up 4 F-51D Mustangs of Sea Flight. One of those is piloted by Mr. Captain Mantell. And we're told to approach the object. Now that's a big key thing too to me, I think. They were told to approach said object. So according to some historians, nobody actually heard what he said it was, right? But a retired Air Force captain said that he could recall Mantell's description of the object, but saucer historians, right, these kooky guys, have credited him with saying that the object was metallic and of tremendous size. So I feel like there's a little bit of embellishment there, but hey, I love UFOs, so let's take it for what we got, right? 15,000 feet wasn't good enough. So Mantell climbed to 22,000 feet, but his wingman did not follow due to I don't know if you saw those bugs. I just swallowed one. Oh gosh. That wasn't good. Okay. Okay. Whew. Anyway, okay, so Mantell climbed to 22,000 feet, right? 15,000 wasn't enough, so he climbs to 22,000 feet, but his wingman didn't follow due to lack of oxygen. The wingman was like, dude, I'm out. So Mr. Mantell was chasing said unidentified aircraft, and he climbed to a height of 25,000 feet and blacked out from lack of oxygen, and his plane began spiraling back towards the ground. Witnesses reported his Mustang was circling in descent, and his plane crashed on a farm south of Franklin on the Kentucky border with Tennessee. Firemen later pulled Mantell's body from the wreckage. His seatbelt was shredded, and his wristwatch had stopped at 3:18 p.m., the time of the crash. And here's the grave of the man who gave his life chasing a UFO. Thank you, Thomas. The Mantell incident was reported by newspapers around the nation and received significant press, which, I mean, we're looking at just after World War II, right? And there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things going on. I mean, it could have, you know, I guess back then, it's not like I was there, but I would assume that maybe they thought it could have been Soviet or German or Japanese. I don't know, but they're probably a little trigger happy just after World War II. And so a number of sensational rumors were also circulated about the crash. Some of the rumors claimed that the flying saucer was a Soviet missile. See, it was an alien spacecraft that was shot down, and it shot down Mantell's jet when it got too close. Mantell's body was found riddled with bullets, that's another one that's kind of silly, but I like it. And the body was missing. The plane had completely disintegrated in the air, and the wreckage was radioactive. Man, all those are fun. Speaking of planes. So in 1952, this is where the disinformation, I'm gonna say, I feel confident enough now knowing what we do about UFOs and all that stuff, that this was just a straight disinformation campaign. That Project Blue Book identified the object Mantell pursued as a skyhook balloon, which is almost insulting to Captain Mandel, because you think this guy's been through World War II. He dropped the 101st off on Normandy, right? And now you're gonna tell that guy that he saw a balloon and not a UFO? To me, that's what's insulting. You know, they can lie and say that's what it was, but now they're insulting a captain that's flown, like he would know what a balloon looks like, right? So anyway, a top secret project, the skyhook balloon, was a top secret project that he would not have known about at the time. The massive spy balloons rose to 100,000 feet in the air. A report from Madisonville, Kentucky identified the object as a balloon after viewing it through it's another one. Oh, they don't taste good. Oh my gosh. I would cut this, but that's too funny. All right, so that's the grave of Mr. Mantell, death by UFO, right? So just for reference, you see this beautiful national cemetery. Well, it's not in Louisville. This is here in Montevallo, Alabama. And the reason I'm here, and I told you the lie at the start of the video, is because when I was up there in Louisville, they had a grounds crew that was up there like cutting grass and keeping everything all nice and neat. And so what you did see of me going to the grave is actually me going and doing that, but it was loud to say the least, and they weren't in a big hurry to get out of there. So thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. I hate that I couldn't film the whole video up there, because it was cool. I think I have some video of like going up to Zachary Taylor's, where he's at there, and I'll try to throw in some pictures or video now if I do got it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. And you never know what you'll find on the back roads. Death by UFO, pretty cool, right? I'll see you guys next time. Take care.